unquote fraud. So what do you use to attract them or to educate them more about this space? Which plans or strategies do you deploy to create awareness or to educate them better about the space?
Okay, just like I said previously, one strategy I use most is actually storytelling. Right, I realize using relatable stories that people can actually understand, people actually experience on a daily basis, helps them to actually understand the technology that we're actually talking about. We've been talking about blockchain technology, but how can we actually use it? Right? I think one of the ways I was able to explain to my students is using real life examples. It's using real life examples, right? Using real life examples. It's just like me walking up to my mom to tell her, okay, mommy, blockchain is a decentralized distributed ledger technology used to record transactions using cryptography. She'll be like, what are you talking about? Right? But when I'm able to use a ledger, I'm able to use the same sales book that she uses in her shop, because my parents are actually traders. Using the same sales book she uses in her shop, she's able to actually understand. So one way I would make someone who is actually not interested in the blockchain technology is using storytelling. Another way is using clear messaging. Clear messaging. I think we use a lot of technical terms on this space that makes people actually get confused. The first time we had a class, the first class, ever class, like I won't forget that girl. She came to meet me, she was like, Ma, this is sounding like chemical engineering. I'm like, no, why would you say such? Chemical engineering care. She was like, why is it sounding as if I'm doing a science course? Like, it's very, very complex. I'm like, that's not how it is. Just wait for the class to start, because she had to go join a Telegram podcast, which made her get confused before the class even started. So giving them the introduction using storytelling make them actually engaged and excited about the technology that we're actually talking about here, which is actually the blockchain. Another example is using testimonials. Testimonials. When it comes to marketing, I think community building and marketing works hand in hand. When it comes to marketing, you know that you can't, you, for me, I would not like to be the first to use a product. You cannot come and use me and do, cannot use me and do elaborate, right? So I have to see what people have said about this event. And if you check through marketing this event from the social media pages of women in DeFi, you realize that we started from telling the story, the reason, the aim of the reason why we started CCC. We started from telling the story down to telling people how many people, telling the audience how many people we've actually impacted, the number of people that attended the event, and so many positive comments, so many lives that were changed through attending some of these events, and it was able to sell. So using testimonials on how people have made money using the technology, how it has impacted people's life, would actually get someone engaged or intrigued about the technology.
Thank you very much. This was an awesome panel session. So to wrap it all up, I'll be throwing this question to all my panelists. And in 1 minute, I would like you to give us your thoughts on the opportunities or challenges that may arise.
Inability to disseminate information to new members of a project easily. And we understand that the space is very, very technical. And if you don't have the intermediaries that could help dissect some of these technical terms about this project, it's going to pose as a huge problem for even the investors. Now, take for instance, I tried to build a very complex project. I don't want to mention a particular name. And then a lot of people have been telling you, oh, come and put your money in it. Come and put your money in it, you are going to earn. One of the questions you are going to ask is, what exactly are these people to explain exactly why you should put your money in that particular product? You will not be able to. And that is when the project will not thrive. So, in the project or community as a whole.
Okay, just to add my 2 cents, right? Let me start with the challenges. I think I initially mentioned this, that one major challenge is the fact that we can't expect a room filled with 100 people for everybody to behave alike. So one major challenge has to do with interest, people interest. A lot of people have different interests. So, and in a community, we are expected to think alike. I mean, if this was to be a project and all of us here, we are community members for that particular project, it's expected that all of us here should think alike as regards that project, right? We should be supportive. But in the sense that people have different interests, there is this diversification of interest, so we can't really expect everybody to think alike. I think that is one of the major issues when it comes to community. Now, when you talk about the opportunities, the opportunity that that is going to be there long term, I think community is going to make onboarding like a bit easier. In the sense that for me, when I just started